Hey everybody, it's Greg and Arun, and happy Thanksgiving. This is Thursday NFL picks for Thanksgiving Day, Thursday, the 27th of November. Of course, you know what that means. It means today, NFL, 3 games today. We're going to have all you need to know in that. But before we get to it, if you want in on our best plays, probably the most common comment is, which one of these is your best bet? Very simple. We put our best bets to our subscribers. 2-for-1 football pass, just $99 for the week. You'll get both ICMI plays. And this week it comes out on Wednesday. So if you're watching this on Thursday, it's already out and you can immediately get the pick as soon as you get in. So docsports.com/Craig Arun. If you want in on our extra plays, people say, hey, I want extra things, not just 2 or 3 plays a day. Very simple. Go here. YouTube Premium, link is in the description. You get the $49.99 a level. You get a couple $1,000s worth of picks. Ends up probably being about 8 to 9 picks a day. So make sure you get in the YouTube Premium level, either $49.99, $19.99, or $4.99 at the link in the description. Okay, let's go NFL Thursday action. Starting us off, of course, we start off the Lions hosting the early game always. It's 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Lions hosting in the Packers. Lions favored by 2.5, total 49.5. What do you like?
Yeah, this is going to be a great game. And by the way, before I forget, Craig, I'm 14-5 to start the college basketball season for plus 4,300, which is insane. So looking forward to you guys joining for the college basketball and the NBA season. And be sure to jump on Craig and my package for football, 2 for $99. I had a down week, and I think Craig had a slightly better week than me, but I had a down week. But we will bounce back. We rarely have back-to-back horrible weeks, so looking forward to that. All right, let's get to this here. Look, Green Bay's only a 2.5-point dog here, 7-3 and 7-4 teams. Whenever 2 winning teams get together, one of my favorite things to do is possibly look at the under, because they're good for a reason. They are good because of their offense, but they're really good because of their defense. That's what separates good teams from bad teams. Green Bay comes off a 23-6 win over Minnesota, 27-20 win over the Giants. Detroit was really shaky against the Giants. They barely covered, they barely won 34-27. Jameis Winston's post-game press conference was unbelievable. He was just like, I can be a tight end. I'm an athlete. And if the coach gives me a chance, I'll get it done. Jameis Winston is a national treasure. He's just fantastic. He's extremely quotable, too. So the question becomes, what happens in this game? Look, these 2 teams, when it came down to early this year, the Packers did win 27-13. So, of course, the Lions have revenge.
Opening game of the year, right, for these 2?
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah, they opened up. And so, both these teams come off, pretty nice efforts here. The crazy thing is, though, you would expect the Lions to be more of a favorite than they are, because Green Bay has been really shaky, including the loss to the Panthers, including that, but having said that, I think both these defenses are much better than people give them credit for. I think they're both going to have huge letdowns here. I think the Lions defense was horrible last week against the Giants. I think they bounced back. And at the same time, I think this Packers defense, I think the reason why it's so low, I don't trust this Packers offense at all. This is a team that literally put up 13 against Carolina and 7 against Philadelphia. Their offense is not good, especially the last 4 weeks. Craig, I'm going to take the under here, and I will tell you this, that, as far as I don't think Jordan Love is fully healthy either, obviously. I think this is a game where about 65% or so is on the over. I'm going to back the under 49.5. Craig, the Chiefs here, minus 3.5-point chalk against Dallas. The Chiefs, of course, they're 6-5. This is a team that you predicted that won't make the playoffs in the beginning videos that we did. And they're 6-5, and believe it or not, Dallas is 5-5. Dallas has only 1 win less than the Chiefs, which is wild. Kansas City comes off a big 23-20 win over Indianapolis. That's an unbelievably crazy
overtime, too.
11 unanswered points in the fourth quarter, 11-0, and then 3-point, and then obviously to win in overtime. It's just that might have saved their season, to be honest with you. Dallas comes off big wins against Philadelphia and Las Vegas. So both these teams come off huge wins. They haven't met since 2021. Who do you like?
Yeah, and remember, Dallas has a really tough stretch left. So does the Chiefs. The Chiefs play at the Lions on Thursday Night Football next week. So, all of a sudden you feel good if you're the Chiefs fans. You get that nice win against a good Colts team. But you're 6-4. If you lose this, you're 6-5. You lose next week, all of a sudden 6-6, and all of a sudden even making as a wild card is a tough spot. So this is I think a pretty important game. I think next week they're going to be an underdog next week. I'm guessing by a couple points. The Cowboys come back from 21 down and get that win. Imagine if they don't. Where would this line be? That is really I know Dallas defense got some help at the trade deadline. It's definitely helped a little bit. But we're going to see this week how good that help is, because I thought the Eagles' offense hasn't been great. So, maybe that's just that was more the Eagles doing. I think we'll find out this week. I'm going to take the Chiefs minus 3.5 here. Anytime I see a minus 3.5, I think they're trying to beg you to get the underdog. I'm not falling for it. I still don't think that Dallas defense is as good as what it's been the last few weeks since the trade deadline. I think it gets exposed this week. Chiefs kind of desperate in this spot. Give me the Chiefs minus 3.5. I would probably buy the point to get it at the 3. There's nothing worse than losing by a half a point on Thanksgiving Day as you're eating your second helping of turkey late. So now we're both going to give you an opinion on the Thursday night late game. My Bengals headed to the Ravens. Joe Burrow's supposed to be back. Ravens favored by 7, total 52.5. The season's over for my Cincinnati Bengals, unless they would win out, which I don't think that's going to happen with that defense. But can they get at least a cover here? I guess that's the question I see.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a shame about the Bengals situation, right? And the Ravens had a similar situation, but they find themselves 6-5, and we knew the Ravens would win several games in a row since
6-4, right? Or 6 and
6
we're
and
6
5.
and 6-4 the last 10 games. You're right.
Yeah. So, they come obviously 5 straight wins, right? Bears, Dolphins, Minnesota, Cleveland, and the Jets, none of whom are above 500, by the way, except for the Bears, who are 8-3 to their credit. But the last 4 were against sub 500 teams. And then you have a Cincinnati team that covered against New England. That was their Super Bowl, if you will. And they did play pretty well, but have lost 4 straight coming in. The question is, this is the type of game that Burrow actually shows up in when it really doesn't matter, right? It's one of those things when a quarterback goes to the Super Bowl and people think, oh, he's going to come back every year. That's not the case. Hasn't been. It's very difficult to get to the Super Bowl. A lot of things have to work in your favor. You have to have the offensive coordinator right, the defensive coordinator right. Injuries have to play right. You got to get the draft picks right. There's so many things that have to work out well. The Bengals did beat this team, the Ravens did beat this team 35-34, and the last 2 times these two teams have met back in 2024, it was decided by a total of 4 points, and one of them went to overtime. I think the Bengals will play better here. I do like the Bengals here. I think it makes sense for them to play well. I think obviously having Burrow back will make a huge difference. Keep in mind, it's not like the Ravens are blowing out anybody. They beat the Jets by 13. They beat a lowly Browns team by 7. They do have the Steelers on deck. So when you put all that into effect, 7 points seems like a pretty much of a gift here. And I'm going to back your Bengals plus the 7, Craig. Craig, the total's at 52.5. Are you leaning more towards a total or a prop or on a side in this game?
I'm looking at a prop. I like, Jamar Chase. He spit on Ramsey, was suspended last week. He's apologized. I think he's going to apologize to the Bengals by putting up a really good game here. I think he had a really good game last time against Baltimore, if I remember right. Last Pittsburgh, he wasn't great. That whole, just things were bad there. But that was Joe Flacco, remember, not Joe Burrow. Against the Bears, he put up 111. Against the Jets, 91. 161 against Pittsburgh. 94 against Green Bay. 110 against Detroit. The over-under 87.5 for his receiving yards. I like him over. I think he says he apologizes in the right way, which is doing it on the field for the Bengals. And I do think they cover this game. I think Baltimore will probably find a way to win. But I think the Bengals put up enough points to keep it close and get the cover. But my play is going to be on the over 87.5 yards for Jamar Chase. All right, so that's what we have for Thursday. Don't forget, we cover all the football games here. So you click on the video afterwards, get our playlist to make sure you don't miss out on Friday. You got the Black Friday games. We're going to have, of course, Sunday and Monday games for the NFL.
And jump on YouTube Premium.
Yeah, if you want the YouTube Premium, the link is in the description. Just $49.99 to get the plus. Or you can buy the individual levels a little lower price. If you want to get in our football pass to find out what we like, our top plays, the ratings, the description on why we like the games, go right here, docsports.com/Craig Arun.
And YouTube Premium, you get literally an extra video from Craig and I every single day. You get 150 selections from me, including a written summary of every single game. With Craig, you get 3 premium selections worth $90 a day for $50 a month, which is insane. So jump on YouTube.
Yeah, link is in the description to get it in. All right, guys, have a great day. See you again tomorrow.